In the dead of night, when the world spins wildly out of control, you lie awake, staring at the ceiling, your mind a storm of regrets and what-ifs, the weight of endless notifications and hollow promises crushing your chest like an unyielding vice. You've chased the highs, the likes, the fleeting thrills, only to find yourself emptier than before, trapped in a cycle of chaos that drains your soul dry. But what if I told you that true freedom isn't found in the noise, but in the silence of your own resolve? Picture this: a lone figure on a windswept cliff, battered by the elements, yet standing tall, unbowed, because he has mastered the one thing that eludes us all, himself. This is the path of the Stoic, a forgotten art of inner steel that turns weakness into weapon, and it's calling you now, in this very moment, to rise above the madness and reclaim your life. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear could be the key that unlocks the chains you've been dragging for far too long. Imagine for a second the life you've been living, scrolling through feeds of perfect lives, feeling the sting of envy, the burn of frustration, as if you're just a spectator in your own story. It's exhausting, isn't it? The constant pull, the emotional whirlpool that leaves you drained and disconnected, but deep down, you know there's more to you than this. Remember Marcus Aurelius, that Roman emperor who ruled an empire yet found peace in the quiet hours before dawn, writing in his journal about the futility of anger and the power of reason. He didn't preach from ivory towers. He lived it on the battlefield, facing death with a steady gaze, whispering to himself, "The obstacle is the way." That's not ancient history. It's a mirror for your own battles, those unseen wars against the distractions that erode your will. Start there, in the quiet, feeling the weight of your breath, letting it ground you like an anchor in turbulent seas. Now, let's walk through the shadows together, into the heart of what makes us human and frail. You've felt it, that sharp pang of loss when things don't go your way, the rage that bubbles up over trivial slights, the anxiety that grips you like a thief in the night. It's raw, it's real, and it's universal. Epictetus, once a slave chained in body but free in spirit, taught that we don't control the world around us, only our responses to it. He said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters." Think about that the next time you're stuck in traffic, fuming, or when a relationship crumbles, leaving you in pieces. It's not the event that breaks you, it's your attachment to it, your refusal to accept the flow of life. Picture yourself in his sandals, standing in the marketplace, enduring the jeers, yet rising above with a quiet strength that says, "This too shall pass." That's the dark realism we're diving into. The pain that forges resilience, the struggle that carves out your true self. As the dawn breaks on this internal journey, let's peel back the layers of your daily grind. You're bombarded by choices, temptations, whispering promises of ease and pleasure, but they lead only to more chains. Seneca, that wise advisor to emperors, knew this well. He lived in luxury, but chose voluntary discomfort, retreating to his garden to reflect on the vanity of wealth and the illusion of control. He wrote, "Wealth is like seawater. The more we drink, the thirstier we become." Apply that to your world. Endless shopping carts, social media validation, the pursuit of likes that fade like smoke. It's a trap, designed to keep you weak, dependent. But what if you flipped the script? What if discipline became your ally, not your enemy? Imagine waking each day with a purpose, cutting through the noise, focusing on what truly matters. That's Stoicism in action. A deliberate choice to build habits that fortify your mind, like a fortress against the siege of modern life. Feel the rhythm of this path unfolding, step by step, as we delve deeper into the forge of self-control. You've tried diets, apps, quick fixes, only to falter when the going gets tough. Why? Because you haven't tapped into the core of Stoic discipline. It's not about restriction, it's about freedom through mastery. Marcus Aurelius meditated on death to appreciate life, turning fear into fuel. He faced plagues and wars, yet his writings in Meditations remind us, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Visualize that in your routine. The alarm rings, and instead of hitting snooze, you rise, embracing the discomfort as a teacher. It's painful at first, this confrontation with your weaknesses, but it's the pain that purifies, like fire shaping steel. You're not avoiding life's hardships. You're learning to navigate them with grace, turning setbacks into stepping stones. Now, the shadows thicken, revealing the emotional chaos you've been carrying. Relationships fracture, ambitions stall, and you're left questioning if it's all worth it. Seneca's letters to his friends cut through this fog, urging, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." He knew the destructive power of unchecked emotions, how they cloud judgment and lead to regret. Think of that argument you had last week, words flung like daggers, leaving scars on both sides. What if you paused, breathed, and chose response over reaction? It's not suppressing feelings, it's mastering them, like a rider taming a wild horse. Epictetus would nod at this, saying, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. Freedom from the tyranny of your moods, the whims of circumstance. Picture a scene. You're in a crowded room, tensions rising, but you stand centered, unshaken, because you've practiced the art of indifference to what you can't control. As we press on, the journey grows more intense, the lessons etching themselves into your core. Life's injustices hit hard, unfair bosses, broken dreams, the randomness that seems to mock your efforts. But here's where Stoic wisdom shines like a beacon. Acceptance isn't defeat, it's strategy. Marcus Aurelius, amid the chaos of Rome's decline, wrote, "The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it." He didn't deny the pain, he reframed it. So, when that promotion slips away or a loved one lets you down, ask yourself, what can I learn? How can I grow? It's a shift from victim to victor, from chaos to calm. Envision yourself in a storm, waves crashing, but your ship steady because you've secured the sails of your mind. The momentum builds now as we climb higher, leaving the valleys of despair behind. You've seen the patterns, the procrastination that steals your potential, the distractions that dilute your focus. Epictetus, from his humble beginnings, preached, "No man is free who is not master of himself." He lived it as a slave, finding liberty in his thoughts. Apply that to your 9-to-5 grind. Instead of resenting the routine, own it. Turn work into a practice of virtue, each task a chance to build resilience. It's not glamorous, it's gritty, like the athlete who trains in the rain, muscles burning, but emerging stronger. That's the rebirth we're chasing, the transformation from reactive to proactive, from weak to unbreakable. Deeper still, let's confront the mirror of your soul. You've got dreams gathering dust, fears holding you back, and a voice inside screaming for change. Seneca's philosophy cuts deep. As long as you live, keep learning how to live. He didn't mean endless courses. He meant living with intention, examining your actions like a craftsman inspects his tools. Recall a time you gave up too soon. Perhaps that project you abandoned, or the habit you broke. What if you viewed failure not as an end, but as feedback? It's the Stoic way. Progress, not perfection. Imagine rewriting your story, page by page, with the ink of discipline. You're not defined by your past, you're shaped by your choices today. The path narrows, the air thins with intensity, as we approach the heart of resilience. Life will test you, as it did the Stoics. Exile for Seneca, slavery for Epictetus, endless wars for Marcus. Yet they endured, not because they were superhuman, but because they chose to. Marcus wrote, "If it's not right, don't do it. If it's not true, don't say it." Simple words, profound impact. In your world, that means cutting the lies you tell yourself, the excuses that chain you. Picture standing at a crossroads, one path littered with comfort and regret, the other steep but leading to mastery. Which do you take? The choice is yours, and in that choice lies your power. Now, the ascent quickens, emotions surging like a river breaking its banks. You felt the stirrings, the moments of clarity after a run, the peace in solitude. That's the Stoic fire igniting within. Epictetus urged, "Demand not that things happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do." It's a radical acceptance that frees you from suffering. Think of your anxieties, the future you can't predict, the past you can't change. Let them go, not with resignation, but with purpose. Visualize a warrior, shield raised, not against the world, but for his mind. That's you, armored in wisdom, charging into the unknown with unshakable calm. As the narrative swells, let's weave in the threads of hope that bind it all. You're not alone in this. The Stoics walked these roads before, leaving maps for us. Seneca's advice echoes, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." Your struggles are the seeds of strength. Perhaps you're dealing with loss, a job, a love, a dream. Marcus would say, "Death hangs over you. Between now and then, be what you are in life. A good person." It's a call to live fully, to extract meaning from the mundane. Envision your daily life transformed. Mornings of reflection, evenings of gratitude, a life lived not in reaction, but in creation. The intensity rises, the words taken on a rhythmic pulse, driving toward that emotional peak. Discipline isn't a cage, it's the key to freedom. You've seen glimpses? Finishing that workout, nailing that presentation. Now amplify it. Epictetus declared, "You are a little soul carrying around a corpse." Shake off the dead weight of negativity, the burdens you've carried too long. Picture yourself shedding layers, emerging lighter, stronger, ready to face whatever comes. It's not easy. It's a battle. But oh, the victory is sweet. We're nearing the summit now, the script building to a crescendo of motivation. Recall the hook, that lone figure on the cliff. That's you now, transformed, winds howling, but you stand firm. Marcus Aurelius, in his final days, reminded us, "Live a good life. If there are gods, and they are just, they will not care how devout you have been, but will welcome you based on the virtues you have lived by." Virtues like courage, justice, wisdom. These are your weapons. In a world of distraction, be the one who focuses. In a sea of weakness, be the rock. The emotional charge electrifies the air as we reach the final stretch. You've journeyed through the darkness, faced the pain, and now, rebirth is yours. Seneca's parting wisdom. As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters. Make your tale one of triumph. Feel it in your bones, the goosebumps of realization, the renewed focus that says, "I am in control." You're not the same person who started this. You're forged, resilient, free. And so we end as we began, but transformed. That figure on the cliff isn't just a vision. It's you, staring into the horizon, knowing that discipline is indeed freedom. Carry this with you. Let it echo in your every step, your every breath. The Stoics live on in you. Rise, conquer, and live with unyielding strength.